Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of December 14th through the 20th, and during that time, we'll have a waning crescent moon, which is a really good time of surrender, rest, and healing, a time to just let go, rest, and get ready for the new cycle ahead, which begins with the new moon on the 20th. So, we have the solstice that comes in right after that, but a new moon, of course, is about a fresh start, new beginnings, a good time to start new projects or things that we've been thinking about working on, if it's inner, outer, but really, just enjoy that rest time of the waning crescent week also. I know it's right before the holidays and things can get a little hurried and crazy, but just take some time also to just enjoy yourself and rest. And also, the sky will be getting so dark. I love it when it is a new moon around the solstice because you can look up and really see those alignments that are so fascinating this time of year. So, anyway, just my notes about the moon. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through this week. So, this will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Taurus. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this particular reading: don't let pride get in your way. All right, let's see what the Taurus Collective is working with this week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button for me. It really helps my channel. It's super, super easy for you to do so. I will give you just a moment right now while I'm shuffling to do that for me. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build this channel. I really do appreciate that of you. I see that a few of you are returning, people that are coming back to watch their readings every week. And I do really appreciate that as a newer YouTuber this year. So thank you so, so much. I do appreciate you. All right, let's get into this reading. Taurus, December 14th through the 20th. Don't let pride get in your way. Your present energy is the card of judgment. So that is your energy right now. You're either judging something, someone, something, which only means that there's been some information come about to make you do that, right? Judgment is about a new awareness of something, someone, some sort of accountability, something that has come in that has just kind of changed your mind and made you make some sort of judgment. This could be about a person, place, thing, idea, but it's about your awareness and how we evolve through learning and through listening to things. But this could be some sort of judgment when it comes. This could sometimes for some people be in the legal field that something has come in, some sort of decision, but it's an awareness and it's kind of a change. It's like a, there's a demarcation line between this awareness before and after. It changes you. Your current situation right now is, yeah, something that you're done with this 10 of swords. So, you're the swords are about air energy. So this is probably something you're just mentally done with. And if, again, this is a demarcation line, this judgment, it makes perfect sense that there is some sort of ending, because it's an ending, and it's an ending of a way of thought, right? It's air energy, it's thought, communication, that sort of things that we can't really see that are going on, right? So but you're done, and maybe it's just kind of a load off that that there has been a decision or a judgment, something has been made that makes you end something, and I don't feel like you're upset about it. I feel like it's a good ending. It's like it needed to be done. At the root of your situation this week is the Seven of Pentacles. So makes perfect sense. Whatever has been going on, these are seeds that were planted in the past, and there's really nothing you can do. You can't harvest them yet. You can't, you've kind of been sitting in that energy of kind of waiting. This is a card of wait and see how these seeds come out. You can't plant anymore and you can't harvest. You're kind of in that wait while things grow and happen. So that makes perfect sense that if you're waiting on some sort of judgment, that's kind of the energy that you're in. You might be a little bit stunned, the decision, whatever changed you here with this judgment, you may be a little bit stunned for a little bit, that, oh, that's how that's going to work out. Sometimes you just like, it's like getting used to the new normal, right? In your recent past is the Death card. So definitely some sort of ending. For some of you, this will be a bigger ending than others. For some of you, this could be literal, literal death, not for of you, but I mean, if something or someone around you, this could be the end. This is just the end of something, the end of a job. Maybe this could be the end of a relationship. It could be just the end of a certain way of life. You might be, some of you might just be moving. You might have decided to move, and that's literally the end of living over here, and now you're going to live over there. So it's definitely a definite ending with the death card and this 10 also. Um, and whatever, I'm going to go back to your original overall card, which was don't let pride get in your way. So let's keep that in mind also with this ending, that this might have been something that was just coming down the pike, and you need this change, right? What is on your mind this week is the 9 of Cups, which is definitely about kind of self-satisfaction and also a little bit of self-indulgence. So that's on your mind. So even though there's an ending, you're kind of like, it's kind of like, I told you so. I told you so. I told you this was going to happen. And again, it doesn't have to be a negative thing, even though we've got the death card and this dark looking 10 of Swords. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. Sometimes, again, there's a demarcation line between a judgment between how it used to be and how it is now. So it can be a very positive thing. So, but you're definitely, I feel like you're kind of in I told you so mode. What is just ahead of you this week, Taurus, is the Strength card. So you're just going to be tough through this and be strong. This is inner strength. This is that, yeah, this thing happened and it's over, but I can deal with it. We're good. We're going to move ahead. In your advice position, Taurus is the King of Cups. So through all of this, you're also just maintaining your emotional stability. You're not crying through it. You're not upset through it. I just feel like you're like, yep, this is the way it had to happen. Again, you're just being very strong and mature about it. And I think that's a good thing. Whatever this ending is for you. Again, it doesn't have to be negative. It looks kind of dark over here, but it can be just something that it just had to happen, and you maybe just saw the writing on the wall anyway, and so there was maybe a little bit of an expectation about it, again, because you knew these seeds were planted and you were kind of waiting for this harvest to come in. All right, what is beyond your control this week is the Wheel of Fortune, and that's that things do change. I mean, talk about evolving. This is definitely, this is a card of evolvement, literally, and it's about how one little thing, one decision, one change like this changes your life the next day. And this is about the wheel keeps turning. Life goes on. Things happen. They can be negative, they can be positive, but life goes on. You pick up the pieces and go, or you take those wins and you also go, and it changes you. It changes you for the next, the next little portion until this wheel evolves again, because it keeps turning, right? This is like the evolution of life and how things move in a particular direction. Maybe you've learned a lesson, this thing is ending, and you move on, right? So very interesting there that's in there. That's beyond your control. That's just, it's like saying, that's life. That's just life, that these things that do happen. What is your secret desire, Taurus, or what you are trying to avoid is the 6 of Wands here, which is about being celebrated and kind of being recognized. So you're either that's either your secret desire is like, hey, look at her, she got through that, let's cheer her on. Or you're kind of trying to avoid that, like you don't want anyone to know what's going on in this entire situation. So either that's kind of your decision to make this week, and different Tauruses will choose different ways. Some people want that recognition, some with whatever this situation, tarot is a template, remember. So whatever this situation, this energy is templating over, you may want people to know about, and some of you won't want anybody to know that something ended, right? That's just your decision to make this week, and whichever decision you make is fine. And your outcome position is the Magician. So here we are. I love when the Magician shows up at the end of the story. I really do, because this is the Magician saying, all right, this is over. That's life. We're moving on. How do you want to move forward? Which element in your life right now do you need to change and and move, like, what do you need to reshape in this next form of you, this next version of you? Do you need to work on your emotional life, your financial life, your communication, or your thoughts, your intellectual life, or your passion life? That's the magician. What are you going to choose? And let's move forward in that way. So I love that. That's also evolving. This whole reading is really about you evolving, which is awesome. What is hidden from you this week is the best place for this card to be. The devil card is hidden. I love it because this is false truths, lack of confidence. That's not you this week. You're dealing with this thing that's going on, and I feel like you're dealing with it like a boss. You're really managing it, but you're evolving. You're just evolving into the better version of you, which is really why we're here. So I love that for you, Taurus. Let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Taurus this week: face your shadow. Interesting. And if you don't do shadow work, if you have not ever entered into that, that might be something that you want to read about, work on. That's definitely like Jungian. If you want to read some Carl Jung about the shadow and about, how you alchemize, it's a part of all of us. We all have a dark side. We all have things that is really hard for us to turn around and face those dark parts of ourselves. But there is a way to alchemize that and do that kind of work. If it's not something you've ever delved into, then maybe that's a good new project for you during this new moon. So, all right, let's get a self-care card for Taurus. Taurus self-care for this week. And the card you get says good girl with a slash through it. And it says it's the card of power. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. So there might be something that you need to. So the ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Very interesting. Own your power. So there might be some situation in which you don't want to suck it up, right? Again, you're going to make some sort of judgment here. And again, this is all about evolving. This is all about evolving, growing through each cycle. That's what we're all here to do. And that's definitely something that you're definitely focused on for this week. So, Taurus, thank you so much for being here with me. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and learn this week. I will say once again, if you like my reading style, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me. I do appreciate that so much. And most importantly, it'll help you find me next week where we can come back and see if this energy, the story continues, or if there's something completely new here for you next week. So, again, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what some things, how are you evolving this week? I'd be curious to know. Anyway, good luck with this. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.